For nearly a century, Canon has shaped the world of photography, from iconic film cameras to today's mirrorless powerhouses capable of shooting 8K video. In this documentary, we'll explore how Canon evolved through for major generations and the advanced technology that defines its cameras today. Canon's journey began in 1936 with the Hansa Canon, its first 35mm film camera. At the time, photography was a mechanical, manual, and slow process. But Canon focused on creating affordable cameras that brought photography to everyday people, making it more accessible than ever before. By the 1970s, models like the Canon AE1 and the A1 completely revolutionized the industry. They introduced microprocessor-controlled exposure, a feature that was unheard of at the time. For many photographers, the AE1 was their very first serious camera, opening the door to a world of creative possibilities. It was a game-changer that put advanced control into the hands of the masses. In 1987, Canon launched the EOS system, a truly groundbreaking moment in photography history. This introduced the EF lens mount, which was the very first mount with fully electronic communication between the lens and the camera. Suddenly, autofocus became fast, reliable, and incredibly accurate. Photographers could now capture fast-moving action like never before, from sports to wildlife. This EOS system became the rock-solid foundation for decades of Canon cameras, including the digital models that would follow and change the world once again. As the world shifted from film to digital, Canon led the charge. The early 2000s saw the release of pivotal cameras like the EOS D30, the 10D, and the wildly popular Rebel series, also known as the 300D, which brought digital photography to countless new users. But one camera, in particular, changed everything: the Canon EOS 5D. Released in 2005, it was the first full-frame DSLR that didn't cost as much as a small car. Suddenly, the image quality and depth of field that were previously reserved for high-end professionals became accessible to a much wider audience of serious amateurs and aspiring pros. Then came the legendary 5D Mark II, a camera that not only excelled at photography, but also transformed the world of filmmaking. It was the first DSLR to shoot full HD video, and the impact was immediate and massive. Suddenly, creators everywhere, from early YouTubers to Hollywood cinematographers, were using this Canon camera to produce stunning, cinematic footage. For the first time, the barrier between high-end photography and professional cinematography completely disappeared. It democratized filmmaking in a way no one had seen before. Throughout the 2010s, Canon refined DSLR technology to its absolute peak. Professional sports shooters came to rely on the speed and durability of the flagship 1DX series. The 7D Mark II became a favorite for wildlife and action photographers thanks to its fast frame rate and robust build. Cameras like the 80D and 90D dominated the hybrid photo and video space, becoming go-to tools for content creators. During this era, Canon also introduced dual pixel autofocus, a breakthrough sensor technology that allowed for smooth, confident, and accurate autofocus in both photos and, crucially, video. For many creators, this was the undisputed golden age of the DSLR. But in 2018, the industry shifted, and so did Canon. Recognizing the future was mirrorless, Canon entered the full-frame mirrorless market with the launch of the EOS R. It brought with it a new, powerful RF lens mount, featuring a wider diameter and faster electronic communication that promised a new generation of high-performance lenses. It also delivered significantly improved autofocus capabilities. This was a bold first step. But Canon was only just getting started. The real revolution was yet to come. The real explosion came in 2020 with the launch of the EOS R5 and R6. The R5 was a spec monster, offering internal 8K RAW video, 4K 120 frames per second slow motion, incredible eye-tracking autofocus, and class-leading in-body image stabilization. The R6 delivered much of that same advanced autofocus and low-light performance, but at a more accessible price point. Then Canon released the EOS R3, a flagship mirrorless camera built for top-tier professionals. It introduced iControl AF, a futuristic feature letting you choose a focus point simply by looking at it in the viewfinder. And for APS-C users, the S7 and R10 revived the excitement of Canon's classic 7D and Rebel lines, but supercharged with modern mirrorless technology. Today, Canon's cameras use a combination of cutting-edge technologies that work together in perfect harmony. Dual-pixel autofocus is so advanced it can track the eyes of people, animals, and even birds in flight, as well as recognizing and locking onto vehicles like cars and motorcycles. The powerful DIGICX image processor is the brain behind it all, enabling high-speed burst shooting, advanced noise reduction for clean images, and cinematic 10-bit video recording. The combination of in-body image stabilization, or IBIS, with stabilized lenses can provide up to 8 stops of stabilization, allowing video creators to shoot incredibly smooth handheld footage, and of course, there are the RF lenses. Canon's RF lenses are some of the sharpest and most advanced optics in the world, with wider apertures and faster communication that unlock the full potential of mirrorless sensors. And with features like 8000 and 4K 120p video, Canon is bringing cinema-grade quality to compact, versatile camera bodies. So what's next? Canon is now developing the next generation of imaging technologies. We're talking about AI-powered autofocus that doesn't just recognize subjects but actually understands their behavior to predict movement. We're on the cusp of global shutter sensors that will completely eliminate the rolling distortion that can plague video. Canon is also exploring advanced computational photography, similar to what we see in smartphones, but combined with the superior quality of full-frame sensors. This could lead to 70 or even 100 megapixel sensors for unmatched detail, and new hybrid bodies that perfectly merge Hollywood-level cinema features with professional photography capabilities. Canon is aiming to reinvent both photography and filmmaking simultaneously. From the humble Hansa Canon in 1936 to the legendary 5D series that changed filmmaking to today's incredibly powerful mirrorless lineup, Canon's evolution is a story of constant innovation and a relentless pursuit of the perfect image. Whether you're a photographer, a filmmaker, or a content creator, Canon has shaped the tools that help us capture our vision and tell our stories. And the next chapter of Canon's technology, it may just redefine creativity for the entire world. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the gear that powers our creativity.